Welcome to an early Sharpe show. Yes, we have two this evening, driving some of you crazy. I'm sure you won't know what to watch. It's okay. Good problem to have. 6 p.m. on the East Coast. Yes, and another one this evening at 8 p.m. Yes, two, because there were two things I wanted to talk about, and they're separate. Tonight at 6 right now, I got to talk a little bit about my Lord and Master, His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, and how he's going to save us all from violence. He's going to save us all. Of course he is. The king is going to save himself. And then afterwards, I got some other stuff I want to talk about at 8. And today's shows are only going to be on Larry Sharpe pages, and the ones afterwards will only be on Sharpe pages. So you better go to Sharpe stuff and check that out so you can check tonight's at 8 p.m. And of course, as always, like, comment, share. It does matter. Please do it. Let people know that we're talking today on a very special early evening, Wednesdays with Andy. Yes, we do have that. He had a press conference yesterday where he was going to tell us how he was going to end gun violence, right? Because that's the issue. And the thing to remember is it's not violence, because that's fine. It's gun violence. That's the bad violence. Non-gun violence, that's the good violence, I guess, because they don't seem to care about that. They care only about gun violence. So like if you murder somebody without a gun, like a knife, it's fine. No worries. But don't you dare shoot him. That's the problem. So he's going to solve gun violence. And I wonder how. What could we possibly do to solve the only the bad kind of violence, the gun violence? Well, you know what? Why don't we have him tell us? Because I'm sure he's going to have something amazing to say that is going to blow us away and shock us. I am sure it is going to shock us. Your Majesty, the floor is yours.
Year of crisis.
Okay.
The whole question for 2020 was just survival.
Oh, I wonder why.
Living our lives, we weren't thriving. It was
You didn't let us.
A question of survival.
You didn't let us.
I like to call it low tide in America. Because
I feel better already.
Didn't come alone. COVID
Good.
Created a low tide. What does low tide mean? You go to the beach.
COVID created low tide. Okay, it wasn't you. I like that. COVID has magic powers. I love it.
And when the tide is up,
yeah, what happens?
Beautiful. You stand on the sand and you look forward and everything is beautiful. Low tide, the tide goes out.
Then what happens?
And it exposes all this ugliness.
Oh, there was ugliness on the bottom. Okay. So when COVID came, it pushed away all that water and showed all the ugliness that was underneath the water. Okay, I like that. So I'm wondering if, how we could have fixed that. Maybe if there was someone who, say, had been in charge for the past 10 years, who could have built up some kind of infrastructure or some kind of basis so that that wouldn't happen. Oh, wait, that was you, wasn't it? Yeah.
COVID created low tide.
Showed everybody how bad you were. It did.
You saw the ugliness on the bottom that was there all along, but it was just covered up.
You covered it up. It's true. You did. That's why the Moreland Commission, you had to get rid of it because you were covering up all that corruption.
It hit the communities hardest that had underlying conditions, that didn't have access to health care, that were predominantly Black and brown communities. That's what COVID did.
COVID did that. Man, COVID has magic powers. You didn't know. Okay, I love it. The best part about this is he's like, and this was happening. Who was in charge for 10 years when everything was just a disaster? Psh, that guy's a jerk. Oh, wait, that's me. Yes.
When it came to education.
What happened then?
And remote learning.
Yeah.
It worked great for some students.
That's true.
Who had the equipment, who had the help at home.
So you're going to now allow us to have school choice. That makes sense because it worked great for some kids. So you're now going to tell us school choice. What else would you say besides that?
But for poorer students, Black students, brown students, they were left behind during.
Oh, because Black people, they can't get on the internet. That's right. Puerto Ricans neither. No idea how to do it. Yeah, they don't have internet access. It's true. They don't. None of them do. But white people, poor white people, they get it magical. It's COVID does that. COVID gives white people internet. It just does it. That's what COVID does. COVID has a lot of magic powers. One of them is COVID gives poor white people internet, but it does not give Black people and Hispanic people internet. That's what he's saying. I think that's what he's saying, at least. Did I read that right? I think he said that.
Learning.
Yeah.
When it comes to the economy and jobs.
Yeah. You shut them down.
It was those poorer communities and Black and brown communities that had the highest COVID infection rate.
Yeah.
that actually had the fewest opportunities. I want to thank the people in this room.
Okay, what they
were
do?
the first to stand up in the nation and say, when it comes to COVID and testing and vaccinations, the Black and brown and poor communities better be at the front of the line because they're the most infected in the nation and they paid the highest price. And that voice echoed around this country.
But I would have liked to go to work is what I would have liked, and jobs and education. And okay, I guess yay, give us vaccines, I guess. Okay, that makes up for it.
2020, our issue was keeping people safe.
Oh,
and before that you didn't care? To it.
No, they didn't.
Because it was a matter of life and death.
That's not true. We didn't agree. I didn't.
2021.
Yeah, what happened then?
COVID.
COVID's over now.
Knock everything.
I'll knock something.
We're post-COVID, but
yeah,
still low tide inequality.
Still low tide.
And it is still a matter of life and death.
Still, I thought it was over.
We went from one epidemic
different
to
epidemic.
Another epidemic.
Okay, what's this one?
We went from COVID to the epidemic of gun violence. And the fear and the death that goes along with it. It's been all over the newspapers. It is undeniable. It's so bad.
So bad.
That when you look at the recent numbers.
Tell me what they're about.
More people are dying of gun violence than of COVID.
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know. We should be clapping, right? I'm not sure if that's good or bad. People are clapping, so I'm going to clap. Yeah. Is that good? I don't know. But what about regular violence? Is that important at all? Or is it only the gun violence part? Like, so if people go around beating Asians up, if they don't shoot them, is that okay? I can just beat them up. I don't have to shoot them. Is that how that works? I don't really know because it's only gun violence. That's all he's talking about. It is talking about domestic violence. It's talking about the attacks on Asians. Nothing. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I should be clapping, or maybe I might go to jail or something.
More people are dying of gun violence and crime than COVID. 51
Look, read the slide, man. It's right there. Just read the slide. The slide's in front of you. Just read the slide. It'll be fine. We don't care. You can read the slide. It's good.
People died of COVID over the July 4th weekend.
13 people.
I'm sorry. 51 were shot. 13 died of COVID.
Yeah, but 51 didn't die. See, you see how that worked? 51 didn't die. They were just shot. They didn't all die. But that doesn't matter because it's just to make you scared. So it really doesn't matter whether it's real or not. It's in a newspaper, so it's real, right? I mean, if the New York Times says it, it might as well be inscribed in stone by God. There's literally no difference. So, okay.
Over the July 4th weekend.
Okay.
And that was just the July 4th weekend.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me in July 4th weekend, those weren't fireworks you were hearing. Those were gunfire.
Nobody told you that. Okay. Nobody told you that. You heard that someplace because someone told you they told you. You don't have any friends. So no one told you that. Someone said that someone else said that. And now you're telling a story. But nobody told you that.
We're losing young people. We're losing them tragically.
That's true.
Losing them needlessly.
But we've been losing them for over a decade for all types of things, not just gun violence.
And gun violence and crime.
Yeah, and crime.
All New Yorkers.
This is true. He's right.
We talk about getting New York back post COVID. I'll tell you something. I
agree. Tell me something.
It's a different world.
It is.
You're not going to take that Zoom and put it back in a box. You're not going to take.
It didn't come in a box. Did Zoom come in a box? You got a different Zoom. Mine didn't come in a box. I mean, it'd be cool. Maybe if Amazon delivered it, but mine didn't come in a box.
Take remote work and put it back in a box.
That's true.
People have options.
Yeah.
They spent a year working from home, working from other places.
I know, you forced us.
Okay, now you have to get back on the subway and back on the train and go to work every day. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I can stay home. And I can work from home.
You forced us into that. And many of those homes aren't in New York, so they left already. That's true. You're speaking about like it just happened. Like some random guy locked us in our homes. That random guy would be you. People just decided to stay home. No, you forced them. You did. I love how whenever he talks, which is amazing, which is why I happen to sometimes like listening to him, because he talks as though he's some outsider watching New York fall apart. You people, Like this guy locked you all up. It's you, homeboy. You're in charge. You've made that clear. This is about you. If these things are weird and strange, it's because you made it. And by the way, who was talking about this, I don't know, last year? Well, that would be me. So I guess your people are watching my videos because you didn't know this.
That would be devastating for the economy.
Yes.
People have to want to come back to work. People
yes.
have to want to come back to New York City. And
yes. So you're gonna, I know. Okay, the school choice, I was wrong on that one. Okay, my mistake. I was wrong on the school choice, but this one I know. He wants people to come back. So he's gonna give property tax breaks to lower rent and allow developers to build more housing to lower rent and give a, I'm going to say, state payroll tax holiday for like a year to get people to hire in New York State. See that? That's what he's going to do for sure.
The sine qua non for that, the but for that is they have to feel safe.
That's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. No. That's not what I was talking to get people to want to come to work. Making someone feel safe doesn't make them want to come to work. You can feel safe in any city. Like you can feel safe in Nashville. You can feel safe, I don't know, in Albany. You can feel safe in Charlotte. You can feel safe all over. That's like the norm. This is what you're supposed to do normal. You shouldn't think you're going to be shot on mass transit.
They're not coming back unless they feel safe.
No. He's made this up. He's like, well, any policy that might actually help small business owners, I can't do that because that's against my religion. So I can't do that. So here's what I'll do. I'll act like the only reason why the economy is not doing well is I'll blame New York City. I'll blame the cities and the mayors, and I'll say it's only because of violence. Without that, everyone will be flooding back to New York. But wait a minute. We've been losing people from New York for a decade when it wasn't so violent. What was it back then? I think it was you. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people tell the MTA.
Yeah, thank you. No one tells you. Stop acting like people talk to you. People don't. Your lackeys talk to you because they have to, because they're your lackeys. You don't have any friends. No one else. Your daughter doesn't even talk to you. Nobody talks to you. Yeah, I don't know how many people told me. Yeah, for instance, no one told you that. They told the MTA that. They also told many other things, like how dirty it is and everything else. But you heard that. Please stop saying people tell you. You heard that.
I'm afraid to get on the subways.
People aren't saying that.
I'm afraid to get on the subways.
They're not telling you that.
This is a national problem.
Yeah, the subways are a national problem. Okay.
But somebody has to step up and somebody has to address it.
Got to be you.
Should step up and address
it's going to be you.
The state of New York, and we should do it comprehensively and honestly and creative.
Let's be creative.
That's what today is all about.
I'm with you. Let's be creative and have all different types of ideas. Tons of different types of ideas well, wait a minute. I've been wrong every time, haven't I? I was wrong about the school choice. I was wrong about the incentive to get people to come back. I'm going to be wrong on this one too, aren't I? See, I hear creative and I start thinking add the private sector, the public sector, add nonprofits, get people to be innovative. That's what I'm thinking. I got a feeling he's just going to go like laws. So I don't think I fell for it the first two times. I think this one is just going to be laws.
Out because this is the state. When it sees an injustice,
destroys.
We don't look the other way.
You don't. When you see an injustice, you punish everybody. You are very good at that. There's an injustice. I'm punishing. Everyone must pay. Yes, correct.
We stand up and we fight it, and that's what we're going to do with gun violence.
Not vague rhetoric. He's not doing vague rhetoric. Not him. That's not what he does. No vague rhetoric. Let's see what he has to say. And no partisan politics. So I'm sure all his policies will be completely bipartisan, nonpartisan, and there'll be no rhetoric. See that? He wouldn't lie to us. I'm sure what he's going to tell me right now says right there. I can read. You can read too. Matt, don't be mad. Read it. It says right there. Not vague rhetoric or partisan politics. So clearly it's not going to have that. Because he said so. All right. Yes. Clap. Yeah. None of that stuff. We hate that stuff.
Let's start with the facts.
Okay. Give me some facts.
The rhetoric,
Don't need that stuff.
in politics, just facts, okay?
Who needs that?
Gun violence,
Yeah.
number one cause of premature death in the United States.
That just happened now? Or has that been around for a while?
Gun violence.
Yeah.
Cost over $280 billion.
Wow. A lot of money.
In healthcare, societal.
What about regular violence? What about that? Is that something? Just gun violence. Regular violence is free. So regular violence costs nothing. That's free.
Costs every year.
Mm-hmm.
July 4th weekend, 14 people shot in Buffalo, 5 shot in Syracuse, 3 shot on Long Island, 2 shot in Utica.
Yeah.
1 was shot in Rochester.
Okay, so how are we going to fix
26
this?
people shot in New York City.
That's a lot of people.
Over the July 4th weekend.
That's true.
Shootings were up 38% in New York City.
This is a lot. The sad part is up 38%. Think how many people were shot last year. That's still what, like, it was by math the bars, that's like 15, 16 people?
Over the first 6 months compared to
Ouch.
2020. Fact.
Tell me.
Gun violence discriminates.
Guns are racist now too? Damn. We can't escape it. It doesn't matter where we go. Now the guns are racist. Man. How do you know if you got a racist gun? I don't know what do you do. Does it have like a hood? I don't know how you know. Does it wear an armband that has a swastika on it? I don't know. How do you know you got a racist gun? I mean, I don't want to buy a racist. If I'm gonna buy a gun, I'd like to buy one that's not racist. I mean, I prefer to have that, but I guess now the guns are racist now. Does it like not shoot white people? Like when you fire, does it veer off the white guy? Only hit the black guy or the Hispanic guy? Only hits the Asian guy? Is it like racist only against black people? I got to figure out what kind of racist gun I got.
The way COVID discriminated, gun violence discriminates.
That's right. COVID hated black people too. I forgot. COVID's racist. Guns are racist. It's all racist. Damn, we're in trouble. We got to fix this.
When you
should put the guns in jail.
Of gun violence,
put the guns in jail.
Nationally, 59% non-white.
So to be clear, it has nothing to do with things like the war on drugs, which you have pushed for decades. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with the fact that you have crushed with licensing so that poor people actually can't do things in the regular market and have to go to the black market to survive. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And that affects people of color worse because of your policies. Nothing to do with you lock down all of the people who do much more of the day-to-day physical work, who by percentage, more of them are black and Hispanic, so they actually couldn't go to work. So they decided to find over the last year and a half jobs that work in the black market. And when you're in the black market, that's when violence grows. All of this violence is not from people being mean. All of this violence is from an expanded black market. That's how it always works. It always happens from an expanded black market, which you created. Could it be that? Or it could be racist guns. Or racist viruses. It could be that. It's possible that the guns are all Klan members. Possible. But I'm gonna go with you, though. I think it's you. I could be wrong. I'm gonna go with you. Not racist guns.
New York State, 68% non-white.
Look at that.
City, 77%.
Also, a large percentage of New York City people are non-white also. So, yeah.
Non-white. Think about that. 77%.
Racist. What's the most racist guns I've ever heard? But so does that mean when a gun shoots a white guy, is that not a racist gun? Or is that simply a gun that's a poor marksman, right? And he was trying to get the black guy, but hit the white guy by mistake? I mean, if we could maybe have the guns less trained, so they would like miss the black people and only the white people. Or if we gave the guns sensitivity training, a little bit of CRT, maybe we'd have less racist guns. I'm just saying, right? If we gave them some CRT, the guns wouldn't be racist. They'd be anti-racist, and they'd only shoot white people. See, I have the answers. These guys just don't want to listen.
Black people are 10 times more likely to be victims of gun violence than white people.
Look at that.
Latinos are 3.4 times more likely to be victims of gun violence than you.
And that has nothing to do with the systems you've set up in this state for the past 10 years. That is just racist guns.
Young people. Gun violence is a major civil rights issue today.
So gun violence is that. Man, so like everything is either infrastructure or civil rights. I love it. Civil rights. My car didn't start. Civil rights. Driving's a right. Of course it is.
Yes, employment. Yes, discrimination, but also gun violence. Gun violence is hitting the black and brown communities hardest, and it's compounding.
You've spent the last 5 minutes saying facts that everybody knew already. There was nobody here thought that gun violence wasn't affecting black communities and brown communities worse. Everybody knows that the vast majority of gun violence is because of gang-related activity. That's the number one reason, hands down, every single time. Why are gangs popular? Black market, literally. Who creates the black market? Government, literally you. Literally you. So what you're just saying is, look at what a terrible governor I've been for 10 years. He spent the last 5 minutes talking about facts that he's directly responsible for. So he just spent the last 5 minutes going, I have been a terrible governor. Oh my God, look at how I've crushed black and brown communities for 10 years. Look, the COVID came and all of a sudden the ocean came back and showed everybody what a terrible governor I've been. Man, I must hate black and brown people because I've been terrible to them. In fact, I'm so bad that the guns have become racist. I'm such a bad governor, I've made racist guns. I need to give the gun CRT training. That is how bad I am. He just spent the last 10 minutes telling us what a bad governor he was. It was like, yeah, oh yeah, these random things are bad. Who's been in charge for 10 years? Oh, wait, that's you.
The damage from COVID.
It's all COVID's fault. See, prior to COVID, none of this was true. Guns weren't racist prior to COVID. COVID has so many magic powers, it makes the guns racist. Oh my God. You know what? That's the biggest thing I didn't realize. COVID's made all this stuff happen. Crazy.
Now, what's the solution?
Oh, solution. No one law to pass. See? It's 2 laws. That'll fix it. The one law, that can't do it. It'll be like 2 laws instead. That'll fix it. Let's have 2 laws. Because, you know, he said be creative. Remember that? He said that. Matt, you saw it. You watched it. He said he's going to be creative. That's what he said. So not 1 law, 2. That'll fix it.
There is no one solution.
All right.
These great legislators can't go back to Albany and pass
They're not great.
1 law to do it.
They
already did everything they could.
They did everything they could. I mean, come on. What else can you do?
New York State passed the strongest gun law in the United States of
That's true.
America. We did that.
We look at them clapping. We destroyed the Second Amendment. Yeah, to hell with that Second Amendment. Got rid of that. Now we're working on the first. We'll get rid of the first 2. Before you know it, we're going to have soldiers sitting in your house. We'll get rid of third 2. We're going to get rid of all of those dumb amendments. All of them. Just get rid of, like, I don't know, the 16th. Then we'll be fine.
We did that. It was called the SAFE Act.
It was.
It did everything that this nation should do now.
I know. It literally made millions of Americans criminals overnight, which is what he wants. It literally made sure that people who want to use a firearm with all the extra accoutrement, because they are smaller frame people, they don't get to have it at all. So only someone who's big and strong can use a gun. So that did that too. It also made random things bad because they're the thing. That's true. It also made sure that if you just have a gun and there's something wrong, that, hey, we're just going to put you in jail because you have the gun. The gun itself is evil. Well done. And it also made sure that our medical community are part of a secret state police that have to report on people. So now we can just take your guns because you say you're depressed. Well done. And don't smoke cannabis because your guns are gone there too. And if you're a veteran and you're in trouble, don't tell anybody you need help. Guns gone there too. Yeah. Well done. And the best part is, what happened in America, in New York State before 2013? What was the problem? Was there massive gun violence before? The answer would be no. There wasn't even a problem to solve. And he's probably, yeah, we did that. My question though was 2013. That was 8 years ago. So he said It's the best ever. Safe Acts, awesome. Safe Acts saves everything. Keeping guns out of the hands of dangerous people. It's right there. Keeping guns out of the hands. He wrote it on his thing in yellow. Yellow means it's special, right? Or gold. He wrote it in gold. That's even stronger, right? Keeping guns out of the hands of dangerous people. Well, don't we have gun violence now? What you need? Safe Act 2? Does the Safe Act only work for 8 years and it goes away? No. COVID is so magical that it destroyed the Safe Act. COVID's that. He can blame everything on COVID. COVID destroyed the Safe Act.
Why do you need an assault weapon to hunt a deer? Why?
You don't. You don't. There's other reasons for the assault weapon. In fact, you don't even know what an assault weapon is, actually. If I asked you, you couldn't even tell me what that was. But it's fine.
Why?
Yeah,
why don't you do a background check? Why don't you close the loopholes?
Yeah.
New York did
do that.
We have those laws in place.
And now there's no more gun violence at all. Thank you. Oh, wait.
Gun violence is not only taking a human toll.
It isn't. Okay, I knew that.
It's taking an economic toll.
It is.
So we have no choice but to address it. It's the right thing to do.
Okay, I got you.
It's also the smart thing to do.
I like that.
And in many ways,
let's be smart.
This state can't afford not.
Oh, see, now he's talking about the money. He's about to spend a lot of money. I see this coming. Remember the idea he was talking about? He was like, we're going to be creative. Yeah, no. 2 laws and a lot of money. That's what this is going to be. Laws and a lot of money. That's creative. Usually it's just 1 law making lots of criminals, putting people in jail. That's his normal way. But he's going to be creative, which means now we're going to have maybe 2 laws and spend a whole lot of money.
When you look at the past,
tell me what happens.
As crime goes up.
Yeah, what happens then?
People in the city goes down.
Oh.
As crime goes up,
okay,
the economy goes down.
Is that what happens? Okay.
We've seen it. We've lived it. When you get a hold of crime, when you get a hold of gun violence, when that reduces, population increases.
See how easy that is? So since we've had Safe Act since 2013, that means the population has increased from 2013. Oh, wait, we just lost 1.5 million people. We just literally lost a congressperson. Wait a minute, you sitting there smiling. I don't get it. You just told me that if we get a handle on this gun violence and Safe Act was the best thing in the world, the population goes up and the economy goes up. Yet our debt keeps going up. Our deficit keep going up. So that means the economy's not working. Companies keep leaving and people are leaving. 1.5 million have left our state. We lost a congressperson this year. It doesn't make sense, does it? It could be that you're completely full of crap. It could be that. That's a one option. Or COVID is also a time traveler and it goes back in time and makes people leave for the past 10 years. Could be that. Or you're full of crap. I'm kind of going with the full of crap, but maybe COVID also is a time traveler. That's possible. 50-50. Could be time traveling COVID that makes guns racist. I mean, that could be like a Netflix show or something. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun to watch that one.
Economic activity increases.
Yeah.
We know the pattern.
Yeah, and it hasn't happened in 10 years.
The pattern. So the future of this state,
tell me what it is.
The future of the black and brown young people.
Yeah.
All depends on our ability to get this recent gun crisis under control.
Oh, so that's it. That if we just get the gun violence done, then magically the state comes back. But didn't we have that before COVID?
How do we fight it? You come up with a plan.
Okay.
And you do it.
This is great. That's it. You is that what your book was about? Your book was 2 pages? Need a smart plan, not a dumb plan. All right? All right? We don't need a dumb plan. All right, Sam? You were thinking dumb plan. No, he says it's right there. Read it, Sam. Need a smart plan, not a dumb one. And then do it. Done and done. Gun violence solved. Got it. Whew. So glad he's in charge. We are set.
It's not that hard.
Not hard.
Come up with a smart plan.
Done.
And do it. But I mean do it.
Oh, you mean do it? Oh, when you said do it, you meant do it. Well, that's
Our
good.
strategy has to have two prongs. We have to have a long-term strategy, short-term. Long-term,
that's good.
The solution is a comprehensive community-based preventive strategy so young people don't get into this situation in the first place.
Aha. They don't get in this situation. That would mean you'd have community, like I spoke about last year at this time, like my plan, my facts plan to add community into this. Yeah, that is a good one. But that could be short-term too. But I like it. Stopping people from getting into this position. So that means ending all of these terrible situations, all these terrible rules and laws and regulations that create a black market. It means that, right?
At a place of crisis,
okay.
You don't have the same level of violence. You don't have the same level of antagonism. And that's from community-based services. That's prevention, it's community development, it's housing, it's healthcare, it's economic opportunity.
Yeah. So you're going to end licensing so that we can do that. You're going to let nonprofits work without all the horrible strings attached for government funding. You're going to do that too, right? You're going to support taxation that can be moved from taxes to instead nonprofits at a local level. You're going to, he's not going to do any of that, is he? I'm fooling myself, right? Those are all my plans. He doesn't. Yeah, he's not doing any of my plans. He just put those things up there because people would clap at that, but he's not going to do anything to help any of that at all. He's been saying that for 10 years.
But today, let's focus on the short term.
Okay, let's do that.
People are dying every day out there.
They are.
Time is not on our side.
And before COVID, nobody died. So now they're dying every day. COVID came, people died. Before, nobody died in New York State ever. But now, it's fine. And if you just get killed by regular violence, whatevs. Gun violence is a bad one.
Begin by acknowledging the problem.
You've been telling us.
You know what the problem is?
What is it?
It is a statewide problem, and it is an emergency.
It's an emergency.
And I want the people of the state to understand that.
We didn't get it.
And I want them to respond
to
the emergency for the way it is.
I'm ready.
So today, first state in the nation is going to declare a disaster emergency on gun violence.
Finished. Oh, let's clap on that one. Problem solved. That's it. You know what? We also have a problem with education. I'm going to declare right now, a state disaster emergency education. Education solved. Why didn't you should have done it with COVID? And then we'd have finished. Oh, but COVID's a time traveler. You can't, that's right. COVID's got magic powers. You can't do it with COVID. But everything else, just declare emergency. Done. I'm glad that I feel so much better now he's declared this. I'm going to go ride a subway now. And when a guy comes up with a gun, you can't come out with a gun. The king has said it's a statewide emergency. Put your gun away. Thank you very much. By the way, did your gun go through CRT training? Did it go through training or not? Racist gun. I see his armband. I see that gun with an armband. Got the wrong gun.
Thank you. What does this do, this executive order?
Tell me.
It says to everyone in the state, I want you to understand the extent of the problem.
See, without you telling me that, the people being shot in the street wouldn't understand it. They're like, I don't know why I'm getting shot. I shouldn't be getting shot. COVID, my mask. Why am I getting shot? Oh, state of emergency. It's a big deal now. The bullet in me. It's a big deal now. It was nothing before.
I want you to understand how serious this is.
Thank you. I get it.
It also allows us to move even faster. And
it allows money. Yeah. It allows you to stop worrying about that due process stuff or asking the assembly for anything or even worrying about any powers or anything in the Constitution. You can just avoid all that because you made your proclamation. I get it.
Program so we can get it on the street, and we can get it on the street now.
Oh, programs.
We also need a comprehensive plan of attack. We're going to have 7 steps. 1,
we got 7.
Treat gun violence as it is, which is really a public health emergency.
That's what it is. You don't want to get shot. Eat right. It's public health. Get a vaccine against bullets. Done. I think Pfizer's got one, I'm sure. It's a bullet vaccine. You'd be fine. It's a health crisis. That's all it is. You people thinking it's something else. God. Lee, you think that guns aren't violent? Well, did you ever have a racist one shoot you? No. So stop acting like you know. You don't know. And if we just got the vaccine for bullets, we'd be fine. It's a public health issue. Some of you people, you don't get it.
That's what it is, and that's
way
how we're
helpful.
going to
Stop
treat
for
it.
that. Want my bullet vaccine.
Second, target the hot spots where the gun violence is coming from. It's not coming from every community everywhere. You can find out exactly where it's coming from, and you can target it.
You just target it. You just go, there it is. You point your finger, you call it out for what it is. Hey, you shooting people. You are a public health issue. What's wrong with you? And the people will stop shooting. I understand. Those are two critical. I mean, he put 7 key steps. The first 2 have said nothing, actually. They've done nothing because I know where it is. They are wherever the black market is. The violence is where the black market is. That's where the violence is. So if you end the black market, you by default end the violence.
Third, you have to have a positive engagement with the at-risk youth. You can't just say, no, don't do it.
See, Julie? You sitting here, you don't understand. You got to be positive with the guy who's going to shoot you. Just be positive. The problem is someone's got a gun at you, and all of a sudden now you start getting angry because someone's going to shoot you. You should be positive. That's why you got shot. It's your fault. Negative energy got you shot. And you probably didn't even get your bullet vaccine. So your fault. You people don't get it.
You have to have a positive that you're applying.
Positive.
We have to break the cycle of the escalating violence because
we got to break the cycle. So now out of my 7, I got 4. That mean nothing. You could have just done 1 for all those 4. You could have just done 1. But I guess 7 sounds good. It's a lucky number. So maybe you'll get lucky and not get shot. It's better luck. We'll break the cycle of escalating violence. That sounds amazing. Love how that sounds.
You see it coming. You see 2 groups fighting, 1 shot, 2 shot, 4 shots. 10.
You're watching. It's like a game. You're watching some tennis. 1 shot goes this way, 2 goes that way, 4 goes that way. You just watching. I do that all the time. So yeah, you're watching the 2 groups. They're getting shot. You're watching. Some of them got the vaccine. Some of them got the racist guns. None of them got COVID. Get the mask on to keep safe. I got you.
10 shots.
Yeah, then what?
You can interrupt that progression of violence, and that's what.
See, Desiree, why don't you just go in when you see the shots go, interrupt them and say, hey, you guys shooting each other. This is a health issue. What's wrong with you? Let's break the cycle, guys. Just do that. It's so simple. There's a plan. Just do it. Wow, this guy's amazing. I'm so glad he is my governor. Great stuff.
We have to get illegal guns off the street, and we have to get the guns out of hands of dangerous.
Wait a minute, but we got the SAFE Act, so it's already worked. Now I'm confused. Didn't he just tell us that the SAFE Act did this already? Wasn't that in like gold, which means it's a fact, right? Scream fact when it's in gold. So it was in gold. He said, if I remember, didn't you saw the PowerPoint? It said the SAFE Act already did this. Oh, right. COVID, time traveler. Sorry. So the COVID is the time traveler that then made the racist guns, that then got rid of COVID, that got rid of the SAFE Act, so that now we have the illegal guns because of time traveling COVID that makes the racist guns only shoot black people. Did I get that right? I feel like I'm trying to explain, like, I don't know, an Amazon Prime special movie or something that they made. I'm trying like an original movie that some sci-fi guy made. Like I'm trying to explain to you somehow. Then there was the time traveling COVID disease that made the guns. I'm having a problem with this one. He's given me 7 so far, but they haven't said anything. Just get the guns off the streets. I guess Desiree, you got to yell and tell them to give you the guns. They can't if you have your bullet vaccine, they can't shoot you. So just get your bullet vaccine. Then walk in the middle of the gang violence that they're shooting back and forth, as he said. He said, you 2 shoot this way, 3 shoot that way. Go in there, say, hey, give me the racist guns. Any illegal ones, give them to me. I'll give them some critical race theory training. They won't be racist anymore. They'll be anti-racist guns. Then we'll give them back to you, right? Because then they won't be illegal anymore, and they'll only shoot white people. So that's fine, right? That's what we'll do that. And then we'll keep it out of the hands of dangerous people, because these dangerous people, I don't know how we know who they are. I guess they'll have to ask them, are you dangerous? Yes, you don't get a gun. I guess. But Safe Act did this already.
Dangerous people. And we have to rebuild the police community relationship.
Because that's the problem.
Step one.
All right, now we're getting some details. It has only been 20 minutes. We are now going to get some details now. He's going to teach you what's going on. Before he does this, I'm going to grab some comments. I think you guys can give me a lot of comments. I appreciate it. I'm going to grab a couple of these here because I think you guys are loving this. So let me grab a couple of these if I can. Chris says, violence has increased through the government's intervention, use domestic policy to increase fatherlessness. Yes, Chris. You know what's very common with young men who are shooting each other? No father in the household. That's a very common problem. Ask any corrections officer you know. Any of them. Sure, many of you know corrections officers. Ask them. Say, is it common that people you see in jail and prison don't have fathers in the house? And they will all go, yep. Like 80%. They'll all say that because it's true. Yes. Sam says, if violence has existed since the dawn of time, and to this day we can't keep out of prisons, how could any government keep violence from randomly happening? You can't, Sam. What you can do is create an environment to where violence doesn't make that much sense, to where it makes much more sense to solve your problems through court systems or conversation or some kind of arbitration. You create that environment and most people will go down that road. How do I know that? From prohibition to non-prohibition. During prohibition, the black market was the only way, street justice, all you had. Once it became legal, you had court systems to use, and most people go to court systems. It is very rare for people to shoot each other over alcohol. It does happen, and there will be some people who will want to do that. But again, you bring it down a whole lot more. Aaron says, COVID has more magic power than witches. It's true. It does. Absolutely. Yes. Strict gun laws help Chicago. Only 13 kids shot last weekend. Look at that. I love that. Only 13. I love that. Let's see here. Chris says, if it's all over newspapers, it's undeniable. Completely true. Yep. Totally true. Absolutely. Bob says, the whiter you are, the stronger your internet connection. That's true also. That's what COVID did. Before COVID, white people, black people, some people all got the same internet. But when COVID hit, COVID takes away black people's internet. I don't make the rules, Bob. Okay. Follow the science. Stop being an anti-science person, okay? It's just science. That's what it does. Yes. Cuomo was a weatherman, and now he thinks he works in IT. A man of many talents. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Jeffrey says, how many people, civilians, are dying from military gun violence? Also true. Yes. Eric says, anyone else wish they could reach the television while watching Cuomo? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dixie says, he's not hearing gunfire where he lives. It was definitely fireworks. Thank you, Dixie. No one went to him and goes, that's not fireworks, that's gunfire. No one told him that. He just made that up. He didn't make it up. He heard someone else say it. That's true, but no one told him that. He doesn't have any friends. Nobody likes him. How many friends? Of course not. Yes. Zoom sent him a special physical box because they know he likes to grab stuff. Well, he likes to grab people, John, just for clarity. Just for clarity. He likes to grab people. That's his thing. Damn, Larry, extra Sabbath today. I appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. Chris says, the remote option should stay. Yes. And that was my point, Chris. You think, okay, why don't we now have more options for people? For some people, and you guys all know this. I mean, you have kids in your life, whether they're your kids or grandkids or friends of kids or nieces, nephews, godchildren. You have children in your life. And you know that some kids really thrive in a school room environment. They really don't do well outside of that. And some kids do great outside of a schoolroom environment. You should be able to give your kid the education that they are able to, deal with and thrive the best, whatever that is, right? Some kids, they need to be going to school. Some kids, no. So yeah, that's it. So, all right. How it started, 15 days to slow the spread. Yep. How's it going? You're going to need that 15. Yeah, that's exactly, Brian. Very nice. I'm so stealing that. Thank you. That's very good. Absolutely. I love that. Frankie says, people will come back when they feel safe. Make it possible for people to conceal carry. See, you're thinking. Thank you, Frankie. That is creative thinking. Not, we'll just make 2 laws. Absolutely. 100%. That's very good. All right. Let's see here. Does stopping the assault of women in Cuomo's general vicinity help make people feel safe? Yeah. Is he committed to that step? That's a good step. women might start hanging around you if they felt safe. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. So Matt says, it's like Bizarro Cuomo. There'll be no political rhetoric or partisan politics. Oh, wait, he tricked us. Yeah, of course he did. Yes. Can I turn his, I don't know if I can turn his volume up. I think it's about as high as I can get. I'll see if I can get a little bit higher if it's possible. I will try that. Damn racist bullets. The bullets aren't racist. The gun is racist. Get it right. Don't call bullets unnecessarily racist. That's not true. Let's be real. Can we just, you guys don't understand science. Bullets can't be racist. Duh. Guns can be racist. It's not bullet violence. It's gun violence. The bullets are fine. They're neutral. It's the guns that are racist. So just get it straight. I don't mean to be mean. I'm just saying, follow the science. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Logic says, I seriously can't stop laughing. It is bad, isn't it? Torrance says, melanin tracing bullets. Those are special bullets. I like that. That's very good. Melanin tracers. That's it. Exactly right. Yes. People voted for this asshat 3 times. 3 times. Not once. 3 times they did. Absolutely. 3 times. Matt says, progressive guns are self-hating and they rob you before shooting you. I like that. It's good. Well, at least they don't, we should just give them all training and then we make the guns not racist and we'd be fine. That's the real problem. So Cuomo says gun violence discriminates. So if we ban guns, does that mean that we're going to use a gun no longer? What does that mean? People there were going to use a gun are no longer discriminate. Sounds like magic bullet solution. Magic bullet solution. Okay. Bob says, I wonder if guns, COVID, and internet are friends. Ooh, conspiracy. That's the new conspiracy. Magic COVID uses the guns as the enforcers, and the internet is like it's CIA. See that? Who's running COVID? Is it like aliens from the future or something? Because they are time travelers. So, I mean, it could literally be like, I don't know. It could be Hitler from like 1944 before he was shot. He found the COVID virus. And then, I mean, it could be that. I mean, it could be. It could be. Or, I'm just saying, it could be any of those things you just mentioned, Bob. Or it could be he's a really bad governor. Or time traveling alien Hitler made the COVID that uses the guns and the internet in a big conspiracy. Could be that. Or he's a bad governor. 50-50. 50-50. Yes. So, yeah. So, I'm going to roll today. Thank you, Torrance. I appreciate that. Yes. Dixie says, guns need equity, diversity, and inclusion training ASAP. See, that's what we're messing up, Dixie. We've been forcing all our government workers to go through equity, diversity, and inclusion training. And we should have been putting the guns through it. See, he's got the plan. You put the guns through that, and then the gun violence goes away. So lucky. Absolutely. John's like, we clearly need to invest in re-educating these guns. Guns should check their privilege. Yes, you got gun privilege. Check your privilege, gun. I'm with you 100%. Chris says, so he's pandering to the black community after systematically suppressing them. I got to say that one again. You literally moved me with that one, Chris. So he's pandering to the black community after systematically suppressing them to sound righteous. And the worst part is they're clapping for him. That audience is most black. And it's like, thank you. We're watching Stockholm Syndrome. We're watching Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, it's horribly bad. Yes. Sam says he talks about black people disproportionately being victims of gun violence, but by who? War on drugs, black market, government oppression. Yeah. He needs to look at the mirror to find the oppressor. Yes, absolutely. Guns have been radicalized. Bob was right. Bob, COVID used the internet to radicalize the guns. That's what Torrance has got it, Bob. You were close. Like you were digging and trying to find it, and you did a lot of good work. I don't want to take anything away from you. You did a lot of good work, but I really think Torrance has wrapped this up in a bow for the conspiracy theory. I think he's wrapped it up. COVID used the internet to radicalize the guns and make them racist. That's why it took a year for the gun violence to happen. They had to get radicalized by watching YouTube videos that COVID made. Torrance has got it. That's the plan. Okay, that's it. That's the real plan. Well done, Torrance. You guys together just can't beat it. Can't beat it. Awesome. So many guns, many infringements. I mean laws. Yes. Bronco, and yet Cuomo will get reelected. Most likely. Good luck, New Yorkers. There's the hard part: is that people still love him. People still love him. I know many of you want me to run. Well, there is a way you can help me run. There is a way you can help me run. There is a way. You can like, comment, and share. You knew it was coming. I got to do it. You knew it was coming. You can like, comment, and share. And you can also take the world's smallest political quiz. It does matter. My sponsors love it. It makes them feel good. It makes me feel good. So they keep throwing some money my way so I can pay my team and my team can keep doing what it's doing. That's what I like. So please take the world's smallest political quiz. If you've taken it already, then share the link and ask your friend to take it. If you haven't taken it yet, please take it. It does matter. It's important that you do that. Not just that. If you've got some cash, support the show. Patreon.com/Sharpeway. $10, $25, whatever you got. It's good to help us out. If you're making big dollars because you're, I don't know, radicalizing guns or something, then throw me $100 a month because you got big dollars. If you don't have the big dollars, no worries. $10 a month is fine. It helps keep this going, keeps my team moving, rocking and rolling. I appreciate it. And as always, please subscribe to all our goodies. All these things that we have, subscribe. It does matter because that gives me an opportunity to have more people see what we're doing. It does matter. Thank you guys so much. It really is important. All right, I want to grab a couple more of these if I can. He's not done. He actually has a little bit more to say. He's going to enlighten us a little bit more.
We know how to deal with an epidemic.
They know how.
What we want to say is we want to do with gun violence what we just did with COVID.
You're going to shoot a bunch of elderly people? Don't do that. That's a terrible idea. Don't shoot old people in nursing homes. No. Don't do what he's saying. He wants to do the same thing he did with COVID that he did with the guns he did with COVID. You're going to shoot thousands of elderly people? We're not going to let him do this, are we? That's
what
right.
We want.
Shoot them all.
The same level of attention, the same level of energy. Look what we.
They all hate old people. Why do you hate old people?
We had the highest infection rate in the United States of America.
Under your watch, yes. We had tons of deaths, far more per capita than any other state. Yeah. So you want more people to die of gun violence? You want to be as incompetent as you were with guns? I mean, the guns are already racist and radicalized. This is really going to go poorly. So now I guess, wow, if they're racist killing old people, they're only going to kill old Black and Hispanic people? This guy's a monster.
For months, they looked at us and they pointed, oh, that's New York.
Yeah.
That's a New York problem, COVID.
Yeah, that's a New York problem, Cuomo. They did. They still do. Must be him.
Must be the way they live. Must be what they eat. Something about those people in New York caused COVID.
Must be the governor.
No, we didn't cause COVID. COVID came on the plane from Europe.
That's the European. It's so obvious now. See, all the pieces come together. It came from Europe. It was the Russians. The Russians made time traveling COVID, and then they used Russian hackers, right? And internet. That radicalized the guns, made them racist. See, it's not his fault. How can you expect him to fight? Time traveling radical Russian COVID. I made myself laugh. How can you? You can't.
When we had the White House telling us it's in China.
Wasn't
it
China.
Left China, went to Europe.
It wasn't China. It was the Russians. Stupid White House.
Went to Italy, France, Spain, got on a plane, landed at JFK Airport, and infected New York. That's why we had the highest rate of infection.
Because of the airplanes.
And we took that highest rate of infection.
And then we killed all those old people. Yeah.
And we brought it to the lowest rate of infection in the United States of America.
I know. It helps when you kill all the old people. That just fast. I agree. COVID came because the Russians from Europe radicalized the guns, killed the old people. Let's just do that. All right. I get this is good, right? Is this good? I think it's good.
That's what we can do.
We can kill old people.
Focus and we all work together and we say we have to get this done.
Yeah. Look at that. He put it in gold right there. Are you reading this, Michelle? It's in gold. It's important. Comprehensive. Whole of government. United public health response to guns. Read that. It's gold. It's important.
We need to do the same thing with gun violence.
I agree.
This is not just a criminal justice issue, it's a public health issue, it's a jobs issue, it's a substance abuse issue, and we have to coordinate them all together, and that's what we're going to do in New York State. We're going to create the first office to prevent gun violence.
We're going to create an office to prevent gun violence. Did you hear that? So I want you to let me, if I can, if I can please translate. I'm going to give my cronies some more cushy government jobs by creating a completely unnecessary office that I'll fill with a bunch of people who will just be administrators and will have no responsibility whatsoever. And if they make a mistake, I can blame them. That's translation.
In the Department of Health, we're going to come up with a comprehensive...
So in the Department of Health, we're going to put the gun violence people there. Because that makes sense. Is it? Shouldn't you have like an anti-time traveling thing? I don't know. I'm lost on this one.
Science and data-driven approach.
See?
We're going to make sure all the agencies are working.
If we just had the science behind the radicalized guns and the data-driven stuff, this wouldn't be a problem. If we had the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. See, you all thought it's just going to be a law. No, this is creative. It's not just a law. It's a law and a government agency. See? Way different. Way different. And it's going to be led by governor appointed. Of course it is. It's always governor appointed because those are his cronies. See? So I'll do that and it'll cover all these things. It'll even cover, look, corrections. Because what do prisons and jails need more than anything else? Health.
Together, we're going to reach out to the local community and make them part of it. We're going to issue an executive order today
that'll work.
That says, I want from all the police departments across the state exactly where these shootings are happening, so we have the information and we know where to target and we know where to address.
See, if the problem with the police force is they don't want to give any information out because I made that up. They don't have a problem doing it at all. It's literally in like their databases. So that's simple. I'm going to executive order them to give it to me. It's literally in their databases. You could just get it. You don't even have to do the order, but I guess it does sound cool. And this way you can punish them. The executive order allows him to punish. So now we have to target them. What we'll do is we'll send people in, right? And the people will walk in when they see the guns. Bullets going over here, bullets going over there. When you see the bullets flying, you'll get your bullet vaccine and you'll go in, I guess.
We also want to form a council on gun violence prevention that gets your minds at the table.
See that? So creative. He's going to create the Governor's Council on Gun Violence. See? And then he'll appoint someone who runs the council. Another crony. So, look, you got to give it to him. Anytime it's a crisis, he will support his cronies like there's no tomorrow. What's funny is, some of you may not know this, he just had at the governor's mansion like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, he just had a big shindig where all his donors came and he raised 6 figures for his campaign. I'm not joking. He raised 6 figures for his campaign next year. Now, all of a sudden, after he raised all that money, now there's a new council on this. He has to appoint somebody. You think one of those people at that party might get appointed? I'm going to go with yeah.
To develop a strategy and the laws that we need to make.
Oh, so we're going to need more laws. See, I thought it was just 1 or 2. I was wrong. I got to tell you, I was wrong. It's multiple laws, an agency and a council, or you could end the black market, right? I mean, you could pass several laws, put people in jail, create councils, spend tons of money, create agencies, offices, take years. You could do that. That's an option. The other one would be end the black markets and the crime goes away. I like my idea, but I guess yours is an idea.
A difference. And this council
we use science on his.
Will make recommendations as to what laws are working and what laws are not working.
See?
It's got to put policy over politics.
And I bet all of them will be Republicans who are pro 2A. I bet, oh yeah, no, none of them are going to be on that one. Yeah, none. Nobody who would say, how about we allow people to carry weapons to defend themselves? They're not going to be on that thing. They're not, no.
I'm tired of everybody using rhetoric on this issue.
You
Pass
never.
the laws that save lives. Everything is on the
That's
table.
right.
We all want the same
all those
thing,
laws saved.
and
Oh
that's
wait,
what we're
no
going
lives.
to do.
Wait a minute. What law saved a life? I'm trying to remember. Was it SAFE Act? No, that didn't. We still got gun violence, lots of it. Was it the COVID laws? Oh no, we still had a huge, horrible response to COVID. People still dying from it. Which one was that saves the lives? I don't remember the law that did that. Why don't we just see? This is the problem. If we just outlaw time traveling COVID and then outlaw racist guns, could do that. Those are the real laws we need. That'll save some lives.
Step 2, get smart.
Oh, that was all step 1? Wait a minute. Step 2 is get smart? Shouldn't you have been smart in the first one? So you don't need to be smart yet? Look at them when it's get smart. So we weren't smart before. Now get smart. See, that's your problem, Ed. You weren't getting smart. Ed, if you would have just got smart like he said, we wouldn't have this problem. You and you're not getting smart.
Use science like we did on COVID. How did we attack COVID?
Yeah, use science. You put the old people into the nursing homes and they all die. Just use science. God, you should get smart.
Mapped it. And we found out where it was, and we found the clusters.
Which were in nursing homes. And then we attacked them with the old people and they all died.
With gun violence.
Jesus Christ.
You can look at where those shootings are happening.
Yeah, then what do?
You can attack them there.
Attack them there. What does that mean? The gun violence is in these poor communities. So what does it mean attack them there? Send the cops in to arrest them? Send the cops in to shoot them? What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
And by the way,
tell me.
They're happening in a
tell me.
Incredibly small area.
Okay, the area is small.
That is creating the vast majority of the shootings. Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
3.2% of the at-risk youth.
Yeah.
60% of the shootings. 3% of the youth. 60% of the shootings.
I don't know what that means.
Albany, 3% of the at-risk youth. 66% of the shootings.
I don't know what that means.
It's this way all across the state. Syracuse, New York.
Well, then just put cops there, right? Isn't that the answer? I don't understand. If it's so simple, get smart. Use science. You just told me to. Just arrest them all? Isn't that the answer? I don't know. What's your law going to do? Do you want people to walk in with their bullet vaccines and go, don't shoot? I don't know.
Percent of the at-risk youth, 47%.
What does this mean? Is he saying anything?
It's true in Suffolk. It's true in Nassau. It's true in Hempstead. It's true in New York City. 0.7% of the at-risk youth have done 36% of the shootings.
That's less than half. That's not impressive.
4,000 young men, 18 to 24, across the state, responsible for 48% of the shootings. Just
do the 48%, and it sounds like it's a whole lot more. It's not more than 50%. But if you go 48, then it sounds like it's a lot more. If you just use the voice thing, it's like 90%.
Once someone tells you that,
then
once you know that,
then what do you do?
Say?
I say stop the black market so these young men can get jobs and work and go do things and not shoot people, so they can make money and not just make money, but find success and find happiness and find value outside of the black market. Maybe don't make it so people who have criminal records can't get jobs. Maybe don't make it so that people who want to sell weed could just sell weed legally. Make it to where they don't have to have licenses to do work. I don't know. That's what I would say if you're asking me. What do you say?
reach out to those 4,000 young men in a state of 19 million
Yes.
and help them and stop the violence. And that's exactly.
Help them and stop the violence. I'm with you. So reach out to those men, those young men, 18 to 24, and say, here's how you can find purpose, and the government will get out of your way, right?
Exactly what we have to do.
Tell me.
You know where it's coming from.
I do.
You know where you need to go.
I'm with you. Let's do this. I'm in.
Step 3 is positive engagement.
Oh, wait, that you didn't answer.
Don't do this, don't do that, don't take drugs, don't shoot. Yeah, okay.
So, okay, but didn't you just say we got to go there and when you see the bullets going back and forth, tell them no? Isn't that what we just said? All right, now I'm confused. What's your plan here? You're losing me.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to shoot some dude, and I should go in and be positive and go, I'm going to go shoot some guy, and I just go, what am I supposed to? I have nothing better to do. I'm going to go shoot some dude. That's it. Is that what he's saying?
What is my alternative?
You don't have to shoot somebody.
What am I supposed to do? Low tide in America. You know when you started to see the spike?
All right.
During COVID.
Yeah, we did.
Why?
When you shut us all down. That's true. We saw the spike after you shut us down. And I called it. I told you there would be a bunch of violence. I told you that like a year ago. I said it. It's on video. I said it. And this is what happened. Yeah.
Why? I'm not in school.
Yes.
I have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I have no job.
Yeah. Yeah. And who did that? You. They have no job. They're not in school. Yeah. You kind of told them that.
If you're rich, well, then you went out to the Hamptons.
Yeah,
then
true.
You went out to the Hudson Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Then your parents took you to Florida. They took you to Aspen. You had
True.
a lot of options.
Yeah.
If you're not rich,
yeah,
and you're living in public housing,
yeah,
you have the hallways to play in.
Yeah, but that was true before COVID too, right? I know COVID's magic, but that was true before COVID too.
A year running up and down the hallways.
Yeah.
Go to the little broken down playground where you have nothing.
Okay, if there's broken down playgrounds where you have nothing, that's totally not true. I grew up in the South Bronx. There's playgrounds and there's parks. So that's made up. But we have nothing. Okay. But if that's true, if I'm wrong and there's all these places that have nothing, why didn't you fix it 10 years ago? 5 years ago? Now you figured it out? You go, wait a minute. Oh, these parks suck. I should fix them.
No activities, no support, nothing.
What have you been doing for 10 years?
Why do kids get into trouble? What else are they supposed to do? Where was the productive activity? The best thing we can do for those at-risk youth, you reach them today and say, I'm going to give you a future. I'm going to give you an alternative. I'm going to give you training, and I'm going to give you a job. You have an alternative.
Look at that. I'm going to give you all these things. Okay, I love that. Why don't you just give everybody one? I think you should give. Oh, is that why you start all these new agencies? To give people jobs? Okay. I'm just going to, when you see people shooting everyone up, just walk up and say, hey, you shooting people. Got jobs for you. And they'll just stop shooting people.
It is a job.
You don't have to create the job. You can actually create a better environment for us in our communities, and we'll create them ourselves. Somehow, before government was so intrusive, we created lots of jobs. We can do it again. It really is possible.
We have learned participation in summer jobs programs dramatically.
Oh, it's the programs.
What happens reduces violence by 45%, the summer jobs programs.
That's what it is.
That was gone last year.
See that?
We have to create a job.
That was all randomly gone last year.
Unlike anything ever done before.
Oh my God, we got to create even more.
Get everyone, the business leaders, the labor community.
They're leaving.
And we have to create jobs for these kids to get them off the street.
How can you create jobs without government?
100% of the salary.
New York's paying 100% of the salaries. I'm going to hire lots of people then. I like that. New York's paying 100%. That's great. I'm hiring. I'm hiring. If New York's paying the salaries, I'm in. I didn't know that. Man, I didn't know we could just spend all that money. I thought only America, the national government, could just make money and just pay people for nothing. Clearly, New York State can do it too. I thought we were in a bad financial situation. I guess we're not. We're just going to pay everybody's salaries. There, you know what? I was wrong. I thought it would just be like 2 laws. It's not. It's at least 1 law plus many others later by this commission. It's an agency. It's a council, and it's giving free money away. It's just here's money, jobs, work. It's that. Okay, that's not creative, but it's not what I thought. It's worse.
We just want them to get training and a place to go and that education so they see a future.
That's it. Just do that. Yeah, we'll just give money away.
Labor movement will be part of it. The big business organizations will be part of it.
Of course.
We want
But small business will be completely kicked out of it. Note what he said. Labor unions and big business. Small business, as always, kick to the curb, go to hell, you're useless. That should be New York State's motto. If you're a labor union or big business, we love you. Everybody else, get the hell out.
Business opening their doors to employ these at-risk youth,
So you're telling me that these businesses are going to hire someone who just got off the street shooting people? Big business is going to do that. Are you telling me? Big business is going to hire some guy who either got shot or did the shooting and was literally doing black market stuff for the past 3 years of his life. They're like, come on in. We'll put you in our accounting. Is that going to happen?
Want them doing it now.
I mean, maybe if you pay everything, I guess.
I want to thank Gary Barbara from Organized Labor and the Consortium for Worker Education.
See that?
We're going to hire young people.
I'm going to hire them.
Train them. Put them on.
I'm already ready to vomit. I mean, it's already terrible, isn't it? Isn't it already bad? This is now all the training he's going to do. So much training, but it gets worse. That's the training part. Let's move on to the other part that's important here, if I can. All right? Because now we've done the training and all the money we're going to spend, and that's amazing. I love that. But now let's go to the more important piece.
There are young people out there who are not just shot once.
Yeah.
They're shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
That's true.
And they've gotten lucky.
Yes. I don't know if you got shot 5 times. That's lucky, but okay.
Arrives in the hospital.
Yep.
You intervene at that moment.
That's what you
with
do.
That young person.
Yep.
And you say, you were shot.
They know that, but
fine. Your attitude is you're going to get up and get out and go back to the street and shoot the guy who shot you.
Makes sense. Yep.
I know what you're going to do. You're going to get your friends, and now you're going to start a war.
No, that's how street justice works in the black market. And you, being a former prosecutor, should know that that's how it works.
And there's going to be more people coming back.
Yep.
You intervene at that point.
So you're telling me that when the cops believe that this kid was involved in the shooting, that the cops and the DA are going to go like, you know what? Let's not prosecute him. Let's give him over to the cool people who are going to make him a good person. That's what prosecutors and cops are going to do. That's going to happen.
You say there's a different way.
Okay.
That's where you catch them. That's where you grab them. That's where you put them on a.
I love the idea.
We did this program in a hospital in the Bronx, Jacoby Hospital. A place called the Giffords Law Center studied it. Shootings fell 60% in that precinct when you intervened with people through the hospitals.
I love this idea. Why haven't we done this across the state 5-10 years ago? This guy's becoming good. I like it. We're rocking and rolling. This is a good one. Okay, we got something good. I think I'm scared this is going to fail too, because they always fail. Like nothing he's done has ever worked. But maybe I'm wrong.
We have to do this statewide, and we're going to do it now.
All right, but let's hope. I hope it's right. I'm going to give him credit. This is not a wow. This is when they're not. They're not clapping at this one. Of all the garbage he said in the past 20 minutes, that was the only one that was worth anything. And they're like, whatever. I don't hear anything about racist guns. I don't hear anything about COVID on this one. This one sucks. They didn't like that one. That was the only one that had any value at all. Everything else was garbage.
Oh, that snug programs work and outreach programs work. We're going to increase them by 112% immediately So they are on the
We
ground.
got to start throwing dollars at people like there's no tomorrow. Here's more. They're tripling the funding. That's what I just said.
You have to create alternatives. You need sports programs and arts programs and training programs, and you need places that are open, and we're going to triple funding for those activities.
We're going to throw more money at it. I love it. We're going to throw tons of money at this. Let's clap for that one.
Step 5, you have to get illegal guns
off
the street. Illegal guns. Why? With our law,
tell me.
Effectively has stopped guns.
See that? Our law has stopped guns. He said it. So,
thank God I don't even want to mention it. When you look at mass shootings, there is no state that has a lower number of mass shootings than this.
That's not 100% true. We're very low. He's right. But you know what? We've been very low forever. New York State's always been low on mass shootings. Always.
It is not a coincidence. It's because of our law.
No.
But the guns are still coming in.
We've always been low.
74% of the guns used from out of state.
Okay.
They're coming from out of state.
So how do we stop that?
Stop the guns coming from out of state.
That's the issue. We got to stop the guns. So what we got to do is now everyone who comes to our state, we got to do stop and frisk for guns. Because stop and frisk always works. And trying to control that border right there, easy day. We'll control the border easily. That's so easy. Because borders always work.
We announced today a border war. And the border war is we're going to stop guns from coming in through our borders.
So if you just have the state troopers and cops pull over more people of color, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? What a great idea. That's what we'll do. Because if you actually try to stop the illegal guns from coming in, guaranteed you'll stop them. And the example I'll give is drugs, right? Very few drugs are actually made in New York State. They all come from someplace else. And so we've stopped. Oh, wait. Yeah, that hasn't worked at all, has it? In fact, all it's done is made drugs more expensive, which means they're more valuable to fight over, which means you make more money on them, which means you increase the black market. So when you try to stop guns from coming in, you'll make guns more expensive, which means gun running will become more profitable, which means more people will do it and there'll be more of a black market. There'll be more violence. Yeah. And worse, you'll have more people who are innocent being pulled over by cops who are itching for a fight because they're trying to find guns. What could go wrong?
And into our cities. We know where they're coming from. They're coming from the South.
Southern people.
And we're going to declare a border war to stop it.
Declare war. You do it, King. Do it, King. Border war.
As a matter of fact, I have a vision.
Vision?
I have a vision of a
border
war.
It's a border wall.
Because we wasted so much time and money in this nation.
Yeah.
Fighting illegal immigration.
Yeah, it didn't work, did it?
Illegal immigration is not killing Americans.
What
illegal guns are killing Americans.
It's the racist guns. That's what it is. Damn racist guns.
So here's my vision. It just came.
Tell me the vision. I want to hear it. What is it?
The border.
Okay. I'm picturing it. I'm with you.
We build a wall.
That'll work.
We build a tall, big, a beautiful wall.
He had to bring Trump in, didn't he?
We have the wall goes for miles.
He had to bring Trump in.
And we have a
tried.
Gold leaf.
He tried to not bring in Trump. He did. And he was like, but I've got to. He had the Trump derangement system is strong in him. It had to come out. It just had to.
Up at the top of the wall, little gold shiny leaf. And then we put a big name across the wall.
What's going to be on it?
And the name is 5 letters.
Yeah.
You know
What's
the
the
name?
Tell
I
me.
can see it. Can you see it?
It's Cuomo, isn't it?
Cuomo. And it's a magic wall.
It's a magic wall. Now, see, now he's talking. Because you got time traveling COVID, magic COVID, you got racist guns, you got an internet that the Russians made. I mean, this is perfect. magic wall.
People can pass, but illegal guns cannot pass.
Love
it's a
it.
magic wall.
I love it. Clap for
That's
that.
what we need here in New York.
I
and
agree.
That's what we have needed. Maybe that vision won't work. Okay, so we'll get the state police.
They're going to create a new unit.
Special unit in the state police.
The gun trafficking interdiction unit in the New York State Police. I say that the reason why I'm showing you this is because there's no such thing as creativity in any executive, any government employee's mind. It doesn't exist. It's always the same thing. Create a new unit, create more agencies, spend more money. There is no other way of doing it except this. So now, if you've noticed, his plan so far has already tripled this, more money on that, more money on this, two new laws already, plus more coming, and already one new agency, one new council, and now one new unit in the New York State Police. That's new jobs for all his friends.
To focus on the border and stop illegal guns.
But I thought we were in financial trouble.
We're then going to work with our partner states, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania.
Because that'll work.
All the data, get best practices on traffic.
So we're going to have more lists of people, more data, take more of our privacy.
Work together to stop the illegal guns from.
We could do all of this, or stop the black market. We could create the agencies, create all these things, or stop the black market. You know where I sit. I had this plan last year.
The state once and for all. We're also going to say,
sorry, nope.
New York is going to do what Congress didn't do.
There's one more.
Congress actually passed a law that holds gun makers immune from lawsuits.
So now we're going to, in New York State, so that in New York State, the gun maker is now going to be sued every time someone gets shot by a gun. I'm not making this up. He's in it right now. We're going to do this now. Because that'll make sure Remington stays in New York State. That'll make sure the gun manufacturers stay in New York State. That'll make sure gun shop owners stay in the state. All it will do is make guns more expensive. So now the black market in guns goes up. You're going to make the black market in guns go higher. Do you think the average person who has an illegal gun, he literally said 74% of guns used in New York State are illegal guns. 74% illegal. So does the guy who gets an illegal gun go, I was going to shoot you, but I might get sued, so I'm not going to shoot you? Does that guy say that? Well, I'd shoot you, but man, I really don't want like Colt to be sued, so I'm not going to shoot. Is that what they say? They don't care. And then how in the world are you going to get some jury or some judge to say that the gun manufacturer is responsible for someone who illegally used their gun? I'll be clear on that. How is that a thing? If I illegally use their gun, it is a stolen gun or illegal gun, and I use it illegally to do something illegal. How in the world in a court are you going to get a judge to go, yeah, totally guilty? How are you going to get how is that going to be a crime? Everything's done is illegal. So all it's going to do is be a reason to punish the lawful gun owner, because that's the only person you can actually sue is a lawful gun owner. If the person doesn't lawfully own the gun and they've stolen it and do something illegal with it, how is the manufacturer going to be sued for it? If I grab a spoon and I beat someone to death with a spoon, is the spoon manufacturer responsible? Of course not. Even if the weapon is theoretically dangerous, like, I don't know, a meat cleaver, right? That's a dangerous weapon, right? I could kill someone with that easily. So I decided to grab the weapon. Worse, I steal it from my neighbor. I steal my neighbor's meat cleaver and hack someone to death. How is the meat cleaver company responsible? I stole it and used it in a way you're not supposed to use it. How are they liable? This is only going to punish lawful gun owners.
Okay.
Okay.
I know this too well.
No, you don't.
Last year of the Clinton administration, we had.
He's going to talk about how bad it all is, how all evil the people are.
by cities, by groups.
Bush is evil. All those things. Move past this.
It's going to be a very big deal.
He's thanking them because of the law they're going to pass. All bad. Nothing but bad. And now you got to make the cops feel better because that's the issue.
Step 7.
I'm going to pass all those steps. I think we're done with that. You guys understand where he's going with this thing. Let me cover some more of these if I could. All right. Ed says, Cuomo never used a gun in his life unless he wants to get guns for himself and his cronies. He always has guns around him. That's for sure. Sam says, I wonder how many criminals were disarmed versus how many lawful citizens lost their rights. Clearly, no criminals were disarmed, Sam. Yes. I bet the number of criminals who were disarmed and crimes prevented was exactly 0. I'm with you on that. Yes, absolutely. Bob says, is COVID to blame for Cuomo's sexual harassment allegations as well? Ooh. Did COVID make him do it? Maybe. It's possible. Maybe he did. Yeah. Julie says, perfect. Now the illegal guns will be gone and people can sue the gun manufacturers, etc. You put back the open carry and the coward shooting people will think again and maybe gun violence will go down. Look at open carry states. I like the open carry part. I'm kind of with you on that one. I like that. Yeah, I kind of like that one. Jason says, yeah, I feel like this dude will be governor for the next 20 years. I don't get what the F people see in this guy. Larry's a fresh breath of air and what the state needs. Thank you, Jason. I happen to agree. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Frankie says, your commentary is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I appreciate that. John says, more laws plus more spending, more people move away from New York State. John, you're right. Right. This is my problem. Lots of people are leaving. How do you make this work with so many people leaving? Yes. Yeah. So Logic Rex says, Larry just came up with the new COVID variant is the time traveler. COVID variant? This you mean? COVID variant, I think. Maybe it's time traveler, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. I'd pay good money to watch the Sharpe Cuomo debate. You can. You can sponsor the show. Patreon.com/Sharpeway. You can. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All he's doing is he needs to keep trying to keep the heat off of him over his mess and keep patrolling all of us. Julie, I think you have a very valid point here. The more he does this, the more valuable he seems to many people. The more he seems to be the person who's going to save us all. And they become afraid. And they think, I can't vote for the Republican because Republican is going to be evil and the world's going to end. At least I know that Cuomo cares. As sad as that sounds, lots of people are thinking that. Chris says, there's some old footage out there somewhere of him pheasant hunting or some kind of sport shooting. But dig up the clip of him fishing if you want to see an interest in Golden Follies. As a self-proclaimed avid fisherman, you get to see him with the rod upside down. That's very good. I like that. I'm so glad His Majesty gave me the art plan. I got tired of thinking for myself or having opinions. Well, you're not supposed to have any. He knows it. Yes. Jeff said he's brilliant. Smart plan. Do it. Duh, Jeff. Come on. Get it right. Absolutely. 100%. The state has so much potential. The government and taxes are absurd. Jason, you are correct. I say it all the time. 100%. I love it. Yes. The state's a great state. The government's bad. Yes. Matt says, love that slide. Need a smart plan? Do it. Is there any hope for the idiot that presented that slide to come up with a smart plan ever? Yeah, no. Greg says, 1, end the war on drugs. 2, do it. Yeah. You know what? If that was the plan, I'd be behind him. I'd be like, you know what? I've changed my mind. Let's do that. Cuomo's right. Let's do that. I'd be behind him. Let him say that. End the black market. Then it changes. Yes. Pete says, COVID's over. Quick pivot to racism and gun violence. Yes. Well, see, Pete, he was even smarter than that. He mixed racism and gun violence and made it racist guns. See, he was even stronger than you. He was like, I'm going to go further than Pete. I'm going to mix them together. Now we got racist guns. Yes. Lee says, our PowerPoint governor is pathetic. How long will we suffer this fool? Hopefully not so long. I hope so. Matt, fix education. Smart plan. Do it. Yes. Brian says the SAFE Act works so well that he has to declare an emergency on gun violence. Yeah. The SAFE Act is too efficient. Well, look, Brian, don't forget, there are radicalized racist guns from the time-traveling COVID Russian agents. So you have to add that part that you weren't thinking. That's the part you got to add. And again, thanks very much to Torrance for wrapping that up sweetly like that. The Russian part, that was him. So I appreciate that. That was great. Yes. So Julie says, he replied to the reporter, your mother died, so what? My father died. And basically people die. It's sad, but it happens. You're right. He did say that. And it was horrible. I didn't like it at all. It's terrible that he can be so mean and then pretend to be so caring when he's not. Lee says, I've never seen a violent gun in my life. Well, you were lucky. None of the guns you've ever had, Lee, were radicalized. That's the problem. Do your guns watch the internet? See, if you let your guns out, they'll get on YouTube and then they'll get suckered in. Facebook ads from time traveling COVID Russians. And then your guns will see that. They'll get radicalized. Then they'll hate black people and Hispanic people. And when you shoot, they'll move. And they'll only shoot the black people and they'll only shoot the Hispanic people. So what we got to do is give them a copy of Ibram X. Kendi's book. So your guns can become anti-racist. Then when you fire, they'll only shoot white people. See, that's the problem. It's not enough for guns to not be racist. Your guns have to be anti-racist. So just get with the program. It's just science. It's science. That's your problem. It's science. That's all. Matt says, people without souls have a hard time relating properly with normal individuals. It's not his fault. That's very enlightening of you, Matt. I appreciate that. Yes, that's very enlightening of you. I like that. Landman John says, it's brilliant. Let the criminals run wild so they can use it as an exhibit to draft laws to disarm the people so they can take back control. Bolshevik style. I don't know, to be forward, John, if that's actually his plan or that's just an outcome. There's a part of me that says he actually doesn't care either way. He just wants to do what he thinks will work to keep him in power. And if that happens to be the outcome, whatever. And I think people who do want what you want are happy to get on board with him because they want it anyway. And he doesn't care. He just wants to be in power. If that means what you said, okay. If not, okay. As long as he can stay in charge and in power. I think that's the most important piece for him. That's what I think. Matt says, so more police targeting of minority neighborhoods. What could go wrong, Matt? Is he saying the quiet part out loud? No, he's just saying it nicely. He's saying it nicely. That's what he's saying. Sam says, guns have been around since the 10th century. Why has gun violence been increasing? Because no governor has declared an emergency. See, Sam, that's it. I'm so glad my God King Emperor Cuomo's in charge. Now we're all saved. Now we're all saved. I love how you guys get this. Yes. Laws, Desiree says, AKA restrictions. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. He says, all the black guns I've ever fired are very well mannered. I can load them just fine. Never had an issue. I know, right? Those aren't the racist ones, Lee. I'm telling you. You didn't get the racist guns. You got the good ones. Oh, my God. It's a horrible joke. I'm sorry. I'm going to get canceled from that joke. Lee, you and I going to get canceled on that one. All right. We're kidding. It's jokes. Jokes. Brian says, 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. It's like a drinking game. It is. Yes. What happens is when you see people shooting each other, drink a little bit, then try it. That's the problem. Yes. Let's get those likes, everybody. We're at 16. Let's make Larry proud. Get to 20. Thank you, Michelle. You guys care. I appreciate that. Yes, please do that. Absolutely. Yes. Truth is stranger than fiction. Yes. Racist guns. That's true. We got lots of racist guns. Absolutely. If the gun's been watching too much CNN and have been indoctrinated into Antifa, see, that might be it too. See, you gotta see what your guns are watching. See, Lee is good with his guns. He's got some good guns. He keeps them in the safe so they don't get to watch that much CNN or YouTube. But some people they're not good gun owners, and then they let their guns watch propaganda, and their guns become radicalized. That's the problem. It's the Russian time traveling COVID. Yeah, that's what it is. 100%. So Adam says, I only allow my guns to read Shelby Steele's book, Gun Guilt on Critical Gun Theory. See? Adam gets it. He gets it. He's got good guns. He can't have racist guns. He's good. Exactly right. Yes. Logic Red says, let's realize there are now 3 million plus new gun owners, most of them on the left and first-time gun owners. Yes. Many of them, by the way, black and Hispanic. Absolutely. How many of them are in New York? Silver lining? I hope. Right? I hope. I really believe what Maj Touré is talking about. You guys may know Maj Touré. What Maj Touré talks about, well, people don't think. People think that Maj Touré just talks about guns. And by the way, his name of his organization is Black Guns Matter. I'll be speaking at one of his events, I think up here in, I think September. That's not what it's about. It's about taking control of your life and taking control of other aspects. Self-defense is the entry point that Mods uses to talk to many young people, particularly men, but women too, but particularly men in tougher communities. And he's able to talk to them about the idea of defend yourself. And that often enters with a gun. That's how he starts the conversation. But if you talk to Maj, he's not just about that. He's about taking control of all aspects of your life: health, physical health, mental health, taking control of your life, taking control of your defense, taking control of your business, your everything. He's about that. He uses the gun to get in there. And I hope many people, when they become gun owners, not everyone, but many of them do, when they become gun owners, they start thinking differently about themselves because they're taking charge of their lives. So there's an advantage to doing that, right? And it's also something else. I mean, I don't own a gun now. I live in New York City. It'd be crazy to. But I've been around guns a lot in my life. My father was a cop. He had a gun on him all the time. And he was a corrections officer. He used to carry a gun on his ankle the whole time. There was a gun in my house when I was a kid, the whole time I was a kid. And when I got older, I was a Marine. I worked in an armory. So I had a gun on my side when we were in the armory. We'd sleep in the armory overnight so people wouldn't rob the armory, all kind of crazy stuff. If you're in the military, you know what I'm talking about. There's always a guard in the armory, always. So I felt comfortable around firearms. I always have. And it's always made me think differently about it. And I've always thought about my own defense. I think it really does matter. I think black guns do matter. I agree with Maj. I do. I agree completely. So yes. So Dixie says, was the meat cleaver registered? See, did he register the meat cleaver? We need meat cleaver control laws. That's what we need. We need a safe act for meat cleavers. Yes, that's what it is. I love that. So, all right, let's see if I grab a couple more of these. Gene says, oh my God, how's Super One Person be? Why does anyone actually vote for this man? Because they're afraid of the other. That's really it. They're afraid of the other. John says, we have a ton of laws and regulations. It doesn't stop crime. Correct. Thank you, John. Correct. Get rid of the black market. And then people will see other ways of dealing with their issues and concerns, and they won't resort to street justice. That's what this is. It's all street justice, right? These are moronic ideas. Our DOC is full of people that broke law. Yes, correct. Look, and his laws. Yes. The thing to remember here is, I remember, oh, Jesus, I forgot her name. She's a Canadian minister. I've forgotten her name. Krista something. I forgot her name. But she wrote a book. She knows Russia. She's an expert in Russia. And she was talking about, she was chatting with one of her books. She was talking about a gentleman she was chatting with in Russia, a businessman, why he wanted to come to America. And she's like, why do you want to come to America? She's like, you're doing great in Russia. You got tons of money. You're doing well. Why do you want to come to America? And this is the story she tells. He opens up his desk drawer, pulls out a pistol, puts it on the table, and he says, in Russia, this is how we enforce contracts. Now, this was several years ago, but it's still bad. But this was several years ago. Because that's how we enforce contracts. He didn't want that. But when you have a black market, that's how you enforce contracts. There are no cops to call. There is no district attorney to put a case against. There is no court to use to sue somebody. There's no court system. It doesn't exist. It's street justice. All of this violence is street justice. That's what it is. Nothing else. Adam says, this sounds, is this like the third new government agency / council he's created during the speech? That's how New York State works. We can't do anything. Everything's a council or a committee or a commission, and he appoints his cronies, walks away, and then decides, what can I do? What can I do? Absolutely. What can I do? Yes, that's what happens all the time. That's how it works. Yes. I'm sorry, but the people in your state are stupid. No offense. As a group, I think it's kind of true, but, there's some smart ones in here. There is some. Yes. Is he going to get the South to pay for his wall? Yeah, I'm going to build a wall, and the southern states are going to pay for it. Yes, absolutely. Deborah says, God bless you for even watching this dope. I cringe at the 3 words. I know, Deborah, it's tough. But someone's got to do it. So I guess that person is me. There we go. Dixie says, wait, declare war with the South? This sounds familiar. We keep messing around, we're going to have some real problems. So yeah, absolutely. Desiree says, all in the name of safety and progress. 100% true. Yes. Oh no. Oh good. New York's declaring war on guns. I love when the government declares war on things. You'll just get more of what you're trying to stop. Yes. 100%. You always get more of what you want. Yes. So, guys, I want to say thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, and share. It does matter. And I got to say again, take the world's smallest political quiz. That link in the description, click that link specifically. Take that quiz. Let your friends know. They support me. It makes sure I can keep doing this stuff. Like, comment, and share. It does matter. Also, check our link tree. Click on that. Our podcasts are there. The latest on the book, which is coming out for pre-order, coming up here in a couple of weeks. On happiness, that one's coming out too. Check that out too. Click those links. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I'm coming back on in about 20 minutes on a different issue, and it's only going to be on Sharpe Way pages only. So go like and comment and share on the Sharpe Way pages. Check those out, and I'll be back in a bit. I'll see you guys in about, I don't know, half an hour. See you all very soon.